and welcome to Good Morning RPG. I'm Leia. This is Matt. Welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good evening
Hello.
in some places. I don't know what the time difference is anymore with everyone. It's all changed too many times, so I just, it's...
We're like 16 hours now. I think
16?
we like go between like we go between 14 and 16.
It's too many. We just call it like a day. Because I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I just want a normal amount of time.
That I probably should have gotten a brush out so I could go over this like masterclass thing.
I've got some stuff here. Going. Oh, my brain's not working this morning. I haven't drank any of my bloody bean juice, gamer juice, whatever you want to call it.
Drink some bean juice.
Bean juice, everything. I'm really yawning everything.
Oh man.
What? How's everyone doing anyway?
I'm alive today.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. It's a sleepy day. It's a very sleepy day.
I am feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it.
I'm ready for the day to be over.
It's the morning for you.
It's the morning for me?
No, hold on. It's the morning. Jesus Christ. This is how I know I need to sleep.
I had a whole day.
Yeah.
While you were sleeping, I had a whole day.
You had a whole ass day already.
I had a whole ass day.
Jeez.
Although I was very productive today. Yeah. You want to see something adorable?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Ugh. Look at this tiny Mandalorian helmet.
Oh, that's pretty cute. Did you print it?
Yeah, we printed this.
That's pretty dope.
I sprayed it silver. It's like an okay silver, but it's just a base coat. I'm gonna do a custom paint job. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. So
are you gonna do like the Mandalorian silver?
No, gods no. No. This is gonna be like this is the undercoat so I can scrape away paint. It'll look like it's like metal underneath.
Oh, you're doing like chipping?
Yeah. So this has been clear coated. So it's silver and it's got some clear coat over it. And then I'm going to do some painting over top of it and chip it away a little bit. I am doing a custom paint job because this is my tester for a full-sized Mandalorian helmet that we're printing. It's going to be freaking nuts. Hey.
So is it going to be wearable?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I would hope it's going to be. That sounds pretty rad.
Hopefully. So it's going to be, this is going to be a gift for my dad, who is a huge Mandalorian fan.
Yeah.
Like from way back in the day, and I had like subtly hint to him over the summer that I was like, oh, one day I want to make you a Mandalorian helmet. I was like, cute. And then I'll paint it like really nice, like Boba Fett's helmet. My dad's like, nah, I want a custom paint job. So this is what I'm doing. So theoretically, it's gonna be like dark slate gray. And then with some hints of like deep blue and deep green. I want to do like green on the T-zone. I want to do possibly some like blue striping. I'm going to do like what like looks like caution stripes, almost like chevrons going down one side of the helmet.
All right, I can dig it.
We're going to see how it goes. That's why I have this tiny helmet. I'm going to test out paint jobs. And if I hate it, then I didn't do it on a giant helmet. I did it on a tiny helmet.
That's fair. I'm picking out some brushes for some tough love we're going to give him today.
Oh man, are you ready for this? This is going to be exciting.
I'm only kind of ready. Okay, so I'll show you the ones I've already done. And they were like a lot easier to do, but I need some help with the harder ones, I think.
Okay.
So these are the ones I've already done, well, that I tried anyway, because I've never used this product before. This brush used to be like rat shit. It used to have like, it was like, so the one on the far left, because I can't point at it, because the camera refocus. The one on the far left used to be like bulbous and like frayed everywhere. It was in like 3 bits, and I managed to get it back to that. And the other 3 are kind of like, they're my kind of regular brushes right now. But
let's see if I can.
You can kind of see some other ones on the thing right now, and they're not doing too hot. I should.
So for everyone who is just tuning in, so I earlier this week,
Turn your
or
brightness
earlier
up.
today, I'm
There you
getting
go,
there.
there you go.
There we go. Okay, so today I cleaned a paintbrush, and this is what it looked like before. Now this is what it looks like right now.
Yeah.
So I've got this like really nice, fancy, clean. Here's the paintbrush, and I told Matt, I was like, I know you have this stuff. I'm going to show you how to make it work because this is grungy, and this is amazing. It's so soft, so soft.
It's like the meme going around right now. And it's like 2020's me, 2010's me, 2020 me.
Yeah, I've seen that shit.
Hmm.
So I've got, this is a pretty unruly brush. It is, the only reason it is the shape it is right now is because the last time I used it, I used brush cleaner on it. But anytime it gets wet, it like it spreads all the way out. It hates me.
Yeah, I got a few brushes that are like that. You think they're fine, and they just go
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, as soon as you get paint on them, they're like, yeah. So I think that's also a sign of I probably need new paintbrushes. I've been using these scale model paintbrushes that I got for Christmas like 2 years ago or last year or something.
You're so right, Challenge. It's like a man with curly hair in the rain.
Yeah. Yep. So, because I don't have a proper, I don't think I have a proper brush to show you this technique. That's like really messed up. I thought about saving it until tonight, that brush. I thought about saving it, but unfortunately I was like, I really need this brush. So
Fair. I'm gonna try.
we're gonna do some like,
I'm gonna try with these ones.
all right, cool. So first thing, if you've got the problem that I had, you're going to want to separate the bottoms of your brush. This
What,
is going to
now?
feel horrifying. Yeah, you're going to do this first.
I'm gonna do it to the most ratty brush that I have. Like, check this
Yeah.
one out.
Do it to one if you've got any of
Brushes
them
in
that are
better
like
days.
super stiff. Yeah.
Oh, this is
So especially like,
buddy, how this is stiff.
all right, so you're going to take all of those fibers and you're going to yank them apart.
Like right now?
You're going to, yeah, right now. We're doing this right now. You're going to like separate them as much as possible. You're going to yank them apart like mercilessly.
I already don't like this.
Just get in there. When I did this
is it more
one,
of a problem
this
that
has
they
like
don't really yank because the curved part of the bristle.
that is
the,
true, yeah.
The part of the bristle that moves is like the top third at this point
Yeah.
on this brush. Like they
So, like-
don't move.
So when this one had all of that gunk in the middle, like I had to pull it apart, and it does this like really, really satisfying like chipping noise.
Oh, hold
It
on,
sounds
I gotta listen to this
horrendous.
then.
It might not because it's
Channel,
such a short
yeah,
brush,
it's,
so it might do.
It is.
All right,
It is very much the brush equivalent of a
All right.
teenage sock drawer.
and you've got your warm water.
Yeah, it's over here.
All right,
Is it still warm? Yeah, it's quite out. Yep, that is uncomfortably warm. That's what you asked me to do.
he said almost uncomfortably. All right, so I'm just using my paint cup because this is not actually a brush that
Okay.
needs it. But we're gonna dip our paintbrush in our little water.
In the warm water.
Gonna make sure it's nice and saturated. Yep.
Okay. I've got regular water
And you're
here.
gonna take
I've
it,
also got regular water.
and you're just like, this is what I'm doing to this brush.
No!
Just
See, that
trust me.
hurts.
Trust the process.
Okay.
Trust the
How much
process.
water do I need?
You're gonna
on
get-
it? Like soak it in there.
Like, you want it soaked up there. Look, see, I've got color. Well, no, you can't see. Let's see if I turn off this light. Can you see it? Not really, but we can see the residue on my paintbrush a little bit better. But I've got like color coming out of this paintbrush.
Oh, I can already see color
Which-
coming out of it.
Yeah.
So it like, do I just keep doing it because it keeps lathering up
Yeah.
and clogging up the brush?
All right. So once you've got like a nice lather on there, you're gonna
Is-
take your fingers
Is that a good
and you're
lather?
gonna just
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah,
work it in, work it in there, And like you want to make sure you're getting all the way down to the ferrule. Like take your fingertip and really work that
get it
into.
in there. See,
get it in there.
Well, that's the thing.
I know this feels asinine and against everything you want to do.
This feels wrong. This feels like objectively like a wrong, like I'm committing a crime.
Like, here, Matt, will this make you feel better if I show you? Like, you gotta like
finger my brush. Well, that's the thing. So, can you see where my finger stops? Like, that's how dried out this thing is.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make sure that sucker is like soaked in the water, because we want to make sure that the soap is penetrating that like residue.
Yeah, I think it's so fucking in there.
I mean, if it's one of those things where it's like you've got to dip it into the water and like clean out some of the soap, and then dip it back in there and swirl it all around. It takes a couple of times. I think when I did this brush, it took a couple of times. Like you got to rinse it out, and then you've got to like try to separate the
Oh, it's just a repeat process, is it?
The bristles. It's just a repeat process. And so afterwards, after some time,
it's losing some
nice
stiffness because it's so. I think it's the water's warm.
Yeah, that helps penetrate.
Yeah, that's doing more than it did last time.
That means it's working. Good times home. Hello.
Hey, Kate, how you doing? We're cleaning brushes, and if you've never seen this done before, it's fucking stressful to do. It's stressful to do. I'm just gonna say that now. I have to like, you gotta do one of these my fucking hand. Actually, that's what I was doing last time. I mushed it into my wet palette, and the sponge was helping as well.
Hey, I mean, that's what I was doing with my fingertip. Like, you try to, like, mush it as close to the ferrule as you can.
I'm gonna do that again, because, like mushing
I've got this nice
into my wet palette seemed to, like... Because the wet palette at least has got a sponge to cushion it, So I did kind of, like...
And that's why, like, yeah, I use my hand.
I kind of did this motion into the wet palette.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and that's more comforting to do, I guess.
Does it make you feel a little bit better?
I don't know. I guess
you feel a little bit more safe.
Questionably, yes.
Ugh. Here we go. Here's like another really nasty brush I've got, so you can see how dirty and gross that is. So I'm going to make sure that I yank all of that dirty, crusty paint away from itself.
Penetrate the soap right into that brush. Hey.
Get it wet.
Get it
into your.
Get it while it's wet.
And then we're just gonna work it into the bristles. I think this is actually might be dyed, so it might be. I mean, still a choice to use the word penetrate at this hour of the day, but Forgot that a full cake day diet means bad sugar sleep. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh, happy birthday for yesterday.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is not caked in. I thought this was caked in paint, but it's actually just dyed that way now.
Okay. This
is how I have such faith in this product, because also not sponsored. Because I know that I can smash it.
Leia had this, and I go, "What's the good brush cleaner? I'm gonna try it out." And she goes, "Buy this one." So. Like with almost everything we use on this show, we just buy shit we like.
Buy this. Buy it. It's awesome.
I think this is going okay. Oh yeah, I can see chips of green coming out.
Yeah, there you go. It's exactly what you want. Right, and then you just like smudge it, and you just keep doing that until your brush looks like nice and clean. And then what I do is I take it and I put a little bit of water in it, and I kind of sponge most of that off, and just kind of like sweep it through your little cleaning dish here.
So
just give it like a nice coat of that stuff, and then that helps train it to stay.
Yeah, the other thing I was looking at was like oh sorry, my that thought started and had no ending. I did have an end to it.
Okay.
Yeah. This is definitely like the hardest brush I have chosen to do. Mind you, it is definitely like I've gotten a good like I've got a bend out of about 70% of the brush now, so it's just that really bottom. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I didn't use hot water. I didn't use hot water the first time because I was afraid it would melt the glue in the initial part of the brush. So I think it's just alcohols that do that too, though, right?
Yeah, I would be more worried about alcohol. Worst case scenario is I have had this brush, the ferrule has actually come off the handle. Like I was able to like just pull this right off. Luckily the bristles were still glued in, so I just glued it back onto the handle because as I was telling Matt before we started the show, I've had this paintbrush longer than any relationship I've ever been in. That's how long I've had this since like my sophomore year of high school.
Jeez.
I used to have a whole set of these. This is the only surviving one, and it's the best one. And that's why I don't want it to die. Masterclass, brush cleaner and preserver.
Because you're worth it.
Because your paintbrushes are worth it.
So I have to like, oh man, this bottom part and where it's all stuck in the ferrule is rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's stubborn in there. How do you?
But once it's clean, it's like
I know, but like, how does it get out? Because I can't really get it out right now.
I guess there's a
thing like you were saying.
Yeah, you can. I mean, if it gets to a point where like you're not getting any more coming out, like you could make the call as to whether or not like it's worth attempting to continue to clean it. Like you can still see like I've got the faintest amount of stuff still at the very tippy top
this has got
of this.
More than that. Trying to like.
Well, this is also a much longer brush. It looks like you're trying to clean a dry brush.
I'm cleaning a large base brush, so like size comparison to a brush I use frequently is you know, these sizes. Yeah, it's dry brush-ish in comparison.
Yeah. So those ones, I've had a harder time getting some of the shorter ones to completely clean out. I think I did this one today, and there's like, it's hard to tell because it's got really dark bristles, but there's still like a line of like gunk right here that just won't come out. I don't know if that is like it's dye from some of the paints, or it's just the nature of the dry brush paint I use. But it won't come out, and it doesn't affect the paintbrush in any way right now. So as long as the brush functions as I want it to function after having cleaned it, I call that kosher.
Yeah, because I'm getting like a bend out of everything up until that point. So
yeah, well maybe you've cleaned it to as much completion as you're gonna be able to clean it to.
Yeah, I've also noticed these flat brushes are harder to do generally because they don't form a point; they form a fucking wedge, right?
Yeah.
So I got soap and shit all over my hands. I understand why you said now. Lots of paper towel.
Yep. You're welcome.
This is not for the brush.
I also normally
for me.
I normally do this in the bathroom so I can get water all over the sink. So, does soaking it in the product help?
Oh,
I guess I'll ask you that because like you.
As in, like,
so
soaking it.
You can. It's actually recommended if you have a brush that's particularly unruly, like that has kind of like bristles that are going everywhere. You can dip it in a little bit of water, get the brush saturated in water, and then run it through the product without getting it like super lathery. And that is supposed to help, like, that's why it's called a preserver, because like it helps preserve the shape of your brush.
Yeah. So I did that on a couple of these ones actually. The
yeah.
Fuck, where are they? This one specifically, I
Generally-
think it still has soap on it. I just
Yeah.
you make a point and it'll shape the
Mhm.
point and it'll dry
Yeah.
like that.
Exactly. And it's supposed to encourage the brush to stay like this
Yeah, it's
longer.
it's like a form reset almost.
Because the soap is water activated though, I don't think if like you were to soak it in some of the soap is just going to dry and stay in whatever state it was.
Yeah.
It doesn't continue to like lift
No, yeah.
like paint off of the brush after because it
It's-
needs water to work.
Yeah, I was watching some videos on it. It said when you put the soap on it to let it dry like that, the function of it is to mold a new shape for the bristles rather than clean the brush further. Like you do this as a last step. Like, okay, I'm done. What do I want the brush to sit like now? So I don't know how to make this go back actually. This one is No, no, it's not like that.
Is it going back to shape a little bit, or is it being less?
It's still a bit frayed. It's better, but I also don't have a dry brush right now, so where'd that paper towel just go? Yeah, because I need to. Oh, green just. I should probably wipe this a few times and give it another go. I just saw a bunch of green crap come out of it as I dried the brush off.
Uh-oh. I think my Rhinox hide is... Oh, God.
God, that's a good paint.
Okay.
Yeah, it's looking better.
So it's not like getting dirt and paint out of kids' clothes. Gotcha. I've stopped using as much Rhinox hide as
I've been using Thondia Brown as like an alternative to Rhinox hide. I think that this like that dark leather brown is such a versatile color.
It's I've been doing more Dryad bark because I like how light it is.
I think I
but like
lost
how
my
versatile it can be.
Is Dryad bark the layer or the dry?
It's a base.
Oh shit.
It's also an air.
Oh, I just found it. Yeah. I went looking for Dryad bark the other day and I couldn't find it and I was like, I swear I have Dryad bark, and it turns out I was looking in the wrong, because I have my paints all in sections. I was like, I was looking in the wrong spot of my paints.
I'm using some Rhinox hide because I can't tell. I'm supposed to be painting this Amazon, and she's very Xena warrior princess inspired.
Yeah.
And that's what my player told me to paint her like, was like Xena warrior. And I think her outfit is like dark brown bordering on black. So I'm gonna go in with a Rhinox hide. And
yeah, so this brush, I don't know what to do with this brush, because it's even trying to mold the shape, it's still splitting by the look of it.
I think it'll just take a couple of times to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not having a good time. Maybe I'll come back and re-clean that one in another time.
Yeah. It might just need some more cleaning. It might still have some product pulling itself apart.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. So doing that again.
I'm sorry that I'm stressing you out today by making you torture your
Well, yeah, because
brushes.
if you were to like do this without the intention of doing it, you would be up for a new set of brushes. So I'm sitting here going like, God, I hope I don't have to spend like another $100 after this stream to buy the brushes I all just ruined.
Well, I mean, if it'll make you feel better, you don't have to pull them apart. You can just... that's only for, like, the really bad ones. If you just have ones that need to be washed, just try the soak in water, soap, lather, water, soap, lather, repeat.
Yeah.
Agitate.
I think this one's doing all right. It's not got a lot in there. It's also a decently new brush. I also can't remember if I've already done this one. I can see color coming out of them though, so... Yeah, it's a restoration on some of them. I'm just like doing this on my hand every now and then too.
Yeah. You can also do that on some of the paper towel too if you want to get rid of some of the extra moisture.
Is it wise? Sometimes I get my fingernail and kind of like run it along the bristles of the brush to kind of pull some of the stuff out. Is that okay to do?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
good.
like you saw me doing that before. Like I do like I take my two fingers like this in a pinching motion and I kind of...
Oh no, I'm like digging the nail in and pulling.
Oh. Yeah, fine.
Because it like sometimes it gets the stuff out that doesn't just come from like brushing.
Yeah. That's what I did with this wash brush because like it gets some chunky stuff in there. Like it's surprising how much junk it gets in there for just being a wash brush.
All right, this one's handling it a lot better.
Yay. I was a little bit worried like for a second like oh no. How satisfying is a week out from completing your sisters? I feel elated and also
Yeah, how's it feel completing your sisters, Leia?
I didn't complete my sister. I completed the sisters who are done. I completed half
just
of
like
them.
that. Okay,
okay.
That statement's
I completed
bullshit.
half
I gotta
of them.
say, I completed the sisters that are done. Everything is completed when they're done. Everything.
I completed
that's a
the ones that were
redundant
fully
statement.
painted. I completed the ones that were fully painted. I finally put bases on them.
You put bases on. Yeah. And then what were you saying? You're not gonna buy any more sisters until you've finished all of your sisters?
Oops.
What'd you do this week, Leia? Because you said you weren't gonna be that person that buys more fucking Warhammer before finishing your own Warhammer. I'm saying this like I don't have mountains of grey plastic around.
Seriously.
But I'm holding you accountable.
I might have done a
She bought
thing.
more. So in fact, she has not finished her sisters.
I finished half of my sisters.
Half
of my sisters are
You
done.
said you only had like one model left or two in the pre-show.
Look.
Yeah,
No. I said I have.
I said
I said I have this tank to finish. I have the 2 tanks over here. I have 2 one more mommy to finish.
Hold on. I haven't heard you say that before. War mummy?
War mommy.
Get out the Paragon war mummy. I mean suits. I mean mummy. Sorry.
They're step on me sisters. Let's be honest. These are step on me sisters. This is more mommy.
So funny. Okay, so I've set the brush, by the way, into what I hope will be its new shape. So I'm hoping that this will stick in that position now. Oh, fuck.
Wetlander, you better not come home because if my sisters ever end up disappearing,
no, he's saying
I'm
you're gonna sell everything.
No, I am not. I am not doing anything of the sort.
You're gonna. Well, I mean, it's a good point. One day, like you might sell them one day to literally buy the same amount, so you can just experience doing it again. I mean, you could also. That's not how it happens in Warhammer. You just buy more and you just have more collectively.
Yeah. Yep.
But
But no, so I have a tank here. I've got 2 tanks here. Because I've got an Exorcist, I've got an Indecessor, and the other one.
Exorcist, Immolator,
Rhino, Exorcist, Immolator.
What you need is a Castigator.
I want a Castigator.
I want a Castigator.
And Alex is like, you already have 4 tanks. And
but there's different tanks.
I haven't built one because it's literally a double of one I already have.
What is?
I have 2...
Oh, you got 2 Immolators, right?
I have 2 Immolators.
Are they Step on Me Sisters or War Mummies?
Can't they be both? Important point of clarification. Are they Step on Me Sisters or War Mommies? Well, no. So this is War Mommy. This is War Mommy. There's only one. There's only one War Mommy. Well, I mean, I guess if you count all of the sergeants as being War Mommies.
I mean, yeah. It could be War Aunties.
All the sergeants are War Mommies, and the rest of them are Step on Me Sisters.
I'm going to sell tons to buy you one then. Oh, as in
to buy me one. Oh,
is he saying he's going to sell your sisters to buy your sisters?
No, he's going to sell all my sisters to buy me a Castigator.
I reckon you could sell 2 boxes of those sisters, and you'll get a Castigator out of that.
I'm not selling my sisters. This is out of the question.
Yeah. Entirely hypothetical.
You don't know what, Wetlander? I'll sell Tiamat, and I'll buy my own Castigator.
I somehow think that'll hurt you more than him.
I would die. Like, I would die. But I feel the same way about my sisters. I can't sell them. I've spent too much fucking time on them.
There you go.
You don't spend that much time on miniatures like that and then just sell them.
Some people like just the painting process and then they end up with like too many. And they move them on just to like have space.
My problem is like if I were painting them in a way that like I didn't really like if I was doing the regular red Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
Like the super standard
Armored Lady color scheme.
Our martyred blah, blah, blah.
My accent is easier to say that
seriously.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Martyred Lady. Our martyred lady. Our martyred lady.
Our martyred lady.
That's how it sounds, though, right?
If I was painting my sisters to look like that, I would probably sell them. Yeah. But I'm not.
Hey, John,
I'm painting them in this like glorious gold and purple. And I'm gonna start going to Sunday game shops to learn how to play Warhammer.
Oh shit! Chemmel, I was speaking to Pete on the weekend and he mentioned you and Pete and Tom maybe doing a bit of 500-point games as well. So I think that's sounds like it's on both our cards.
That would be cool.
And I just have an utter shit ton of Tau that I should use at some point. I think I've probably also almost got about 400 points of orcs now too. Our martyred mommy. Oh, hey John, if you're there, I sent Sarah a message quite late last night, admittedly. But it's to do with some streams we're hosting next Monday, if either of you are interested. I put some times in there for you. I'm gonna just do some business on the stream real quick. Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, seriously.
Saz is replying to you now. Nice. All right, sweet. No worries. I can't remember where you guys do all of your communication primarily, and I sent everybody Discord messages. So apologies if it's not your regular.
Can confirm.
Yeah, it's like if it's not on Twitter, the Discord is my primary. Hive is basic. Like, what the fuck is happening with Hive right now? Everyone jumped on that pretty quick, and then immediately it a week later, I'm not hearing anything about it again. And I think it's just got a lot of issues or what's going on.
Well, there's only like 2 people working on their staff.
I know, that's it. I feel sorry for them because they had such an influx of people, and then their servers couldn't handle it, and it's just kind of been down since.
Yeah,
and
mine's been completely down.
There's a security breach as well. Well, yeah, that makes.
Oh yeah.
Fortunately, that also makes sense.
That makes
So.
Because I went to check mine. I've been like periodically checking it to see if I can like post photos.
Yeah.
So I still can't post photos on Hive. I checked it. I couldn't even log in, and I was like, oh, well, okay. I guess this is happening.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of gunks coming out of this brush. I'm noticing the brushes that are actually sable hair are doing better. Oh, bloody Wongy, thank you.
Thanks for the sub.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
I know Titan Z.
Hey, thanks for the sub.
Thanks, Wongy. I'm still really keen on Hive, and that's it. I'm happy to give Hive some time. I do worry that it will go by the wayside, though, because attention is fleeting in the era we're in. And people are just like, I guess I'll just put up with Twitter. See how it goes. If Hive has better features overall, then it could beat it out. But Musk isn't doing himself any favors. Like, I don't want to fucking give this guy any attention. But he thinks that he can just not pay rent on his properties in order to cut costs at Twitter. Like, if that's not an indication of the rich think they can get away with anything, I don't know what is. I saw Aram post a pretty good take about that on Twitter, and he's like, if Musk thinks he can get away with this legally, then anyone who is unable to pay rent should be able to get off for the same reason. Mm-hmm. Like, if they let him do that, you know?
Oh, yeah. I just saw a thing the other day that was like, he's like selling off the furniture from the Twitter HQ. Like up to like the giant Twitter sign.
Oh my god. He's such an idiot.
Duh.
And he's like, I saw a really funny take the other day calling him like saying that Elon Musk is continuing to LARP as a centrist. As in, like, he's very clearly quite right-wing, but he, like, masquerades as being center.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so fun. Because he even outwardly was like, I'm gonna vote Republican, and he's like, no, I'm centrist, though. It's like, fuck off, cunt.
Oh, is it Catsby time?
So many speckles are coming out of this brush. So many speckles. Oh.
No,
can you
not
see that on my
time?
Oh, I don't know if you can see that on my hand, guys. There's tiny speckles just all through this foam now.
Nope.
Camera not good enough. I'm on the fence with Musk. I've read some stuff recently questioning all the media attention he's been tweeting. Look, Saudi's money. I don't know enough about half of this to have a opinion other than this guy is an idiot, and I don't fucking like most of the things he does because he is. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even have a physics degree. He just faked to get it. Like, that's on public record that he basically got his Bachelor of Business Science degree so he could stay in America. Like, it's not even like a qualification that gives him any merit. And he's trying to say he's a physicist. The man with parent money. Blood emeralds, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm done.
Anyway.
So Hive Team posted a week ago that the new beta is out, and they're trying to fix their front end, so hopefully it'll be up soon. That's good to know.
Yeah. I'm really rooting for them. Like, I really want Hive to work. We've also got all of the, or not all of, but a significant amount of the Twitter crew that was let go talked about making another social media.
like Blue Sky or something, or
Yeah.
they literally should just call it
Oh,
Bird
yeah.
App. Everyone was
It's
already
just-
calling it Bird App. Like, just make that the thing. If all the old Twitter people want to go and make a new thing, Twitter's not patented, so they could just do it.
Yep.
And no one's gonna give you a patent to fucking make a microblogging site. That's a lost court case. So many dots coming out. Yeah, this stuff works better on sable hair stuff.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
It means that some of the super nice brushes that I've been like hesitating to use will.
Like, I'm still
Yeah,
terrified they're
well.
not gonna have a point anymore, but like, they're doing. Oh, brush cleaner doesn't taste good. Tell you that much.
Don't put it in your mouth, Matt.
Well, I'm doing the point thing.
You gotta do it with your fingers.
Nah. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Tastes bad.
Hey guys, just so you know, soap doesn't taste great. Don't stick it in your mouth.
It was a frustration, intrusive thought that won me over. All right.
Intrusive thoughts win again.
Sometimes you look at the brush, you're like, this is quicker if I stick it in my mouth. And then as I was doing it, I was like, there's soap on this, and then I went, do it anyway.
Duh.
I love how quickly those thought processes happen as well. It's not like a lengthy conversation. It's just like ping, ping, ping. Like you don't actually sit there and speak the thought out to yourself. You're just like, I'm gonna do it.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I think I'm sitting here like, oh my god, my player is gonna hate this mini so bad because it's just brown. It's gonna be just brown. But then I was like, no, we're gonna put gold on it. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be Xena Warrior Princess. It's gonna be alright. This is what she wears. It's all good. I'm doing these for Christmas gifts. Because, like, dude, alright, so the last time we painted, I think it was just before Thanksgiving here. But anyways, it's like Black Friday deals. Obviously. Great stuff. Hero Forge, like right after we were talking with Dead Aussie.
Yeah.
Is Hero Forge dropped like $3.99 STLs.
Oh yeah, we were talking about
So like I got all of my players to make characters and send them the STL. Send me the STLs. I was like, they're $3.99. And you guys can send them to me. I'll purchase them, or if you want to purchase them, that's fine. Just send me the STL and I'll print them out. And so I didn't tell them when I was going to have them done. So I'm trying to have them done before Christmas. Even though I'm not like a huge Christmas person, but I was like, this will be really nice. And I know all my other players appreciate Christmas.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a fucking heathen.
I am admittedly a bit of a Grinch at Christmas time because I hate seeing how pervasively capitalist it is. It really shits me off.
Oh yeah.
And it, if I see, if I fucking see, I saw Christmas decorations in September this year, and I was like, it has not been even remotely close to Christmas yet, and we are seeing this crap before Halloween, even stuff. Like, I don't particularly care about Halloween either. But what the fuck? And the second Christmas finishes, we're going to see Australia Day shit. And the second Australia Day shit finishes, we're going to see Easter shit. And it just never ends.
I have some feelings.
Oh,
I got some feelings.
I despise it. I will participate in it.
I mean,
like, it's fucking annoying.
It's the same way. It's the same way for me. I don't really particularly like it.
I just don't want to be told.
We're not going.
I don't want to be told constantly that if you don't do this thing, you don't love your family or you're a bad person. Like that's the insinuation that it always is. If you don't participate in this thing, I'm like, I am going to do none of this.
the hardest thing for me is like it's like, you know, I know like a couple of years ago, the thing that really broke me is my mom was like, "Oh, you're old enough that you have to do something for everybody in the family."
Exactly.
I was like, I
There's
always do like I
expectations,
always
don't
do something. Like I always do something from like you and dad and my sister, and now my sister's in like a super serious relationship, so I was like, do something for her boyfriend. And she goes, "Oh no, like your grandmother and your aunt and your uncle and your cousins." And I was like, where do you think I'm gonna get the money to do these things?
Yeah.
Like making it about like I
also don't want to
like,
feel obliged to buy presents for my racist cousins. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to them to start with. I don't want to then give them gifts. Yeah. It's just like my family has always been also kind of like separated from themselves, just by way geographically. So thankfully, I don't have the whole like we got to meet up with the cousins and the family, because my mum and my brother live on the opposite side of Australia. So technically, I'm actually closer to my cousins and stuff now. But I still don't go see them because I don't wish to. And I know they don't watch this show, so they won't see it.
Xena has black hair, right?
I think so. Blood relative. I feel like blood relatives is the safest thing if you like getting asked to do presents. Blood relatives, like directly, like literally immediate family.
Yeah. Well, so I did that. I did it for 1 year, and I told my mother, I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Like the amount of presents.
Because like, yeah, because like I did. So I spent a bunch of time doing a bunch of research, and I did chainmail for everyone. Like it was very time consuming.
And also like how many of them are going to appreciate it.
Yeah, and it was like when I gave them out to everybody, and I was like, here you go, guys. Here's the gifts from, you know, me and my partners. And everybody like opened up, like the women who were like, oh yeah, this is like the women who were like, oh yeah, this is great. Like my aunt who appreciates art really did appreciate my stuff. I know my mom really appreciated it because she still wears my stuff. I see my dad wear his stuff. But like my cousins and my aunt are like my cousins and my uncle and my grandmother, they don't wear any of their stuff.
Hey,
they're like kind of like that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They're like, oh yeah,
so, like,
I love it.
you guys.
Yeah, it's like you can tell it's disingenuous.
Yeah.
We have to put something on the back.
So I have to put something on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Matt is torturing all of his paintbrushes, and it's glorious.
I'm stressed out. This brush must have had a lot of shit in it, but it's all dislodging nicely, so...
Yeah.
Like, can you see the specks in my... Oh, you can, kind of.
I can see the specks in your little pot.
That's all
there.
coming off this brush.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's how you know you're actually getting your... I mean, you're doing also a shit ton of brushes.
This is my third brush. Whoa, that's working nice. Okay. Alright. I did a good conditioning of my brushes just then too. Like, it's not something... Like, I would not go out and tell a new painter, go and buy some brush soap. But shit, man, go and buy some brush soap. It's working alright. What the hell is this? I can play this. Oh, damn it. There we go. Part of me's like, am I getting you speckles out of this, or am I, like, just moving the shit around in the tub now?
No, tell new painter. Yes, specifically, if you were a new painter, get this shit. This shit is awesome. This is gold. It's like, you can tell that, like, I love mine because I've got, like, there's, like, shit all, like, dirty paint.
Don't get me wrong. I have a scar in my emotional memory of Brendan picking up a brush for the first time, and I shit you not, he's like, how do I do this? And then doesn't wait for anyone to say anything, dunks it up to past the ferrule in paint and pulls it out and starts like fucking lacquering his model with it.
I was like, cool, you're not touching any of this.
And I was like, that's my brush, fuck. I immediately was like, nope, and I just like took it off him. I washed it and I was like, please do it differently. Alright, I've cleaned out my little pot.
Why did you clean out the pot?
Because I wanted to see him.
It's like,
I wanted to see.
it's literally a pot of soap. You don't have to clean.
There was so much speckle in it. I couldn't tell if more speckle was coming out, or if I was just moving the speckle around. And now that I put my brush back in, immediately it speckles up, so I know that this brush isn't clean yet.
Yeah, my so Wetlander was saying that
you can if you make time. Sorry, go
on. He was like, hey, make sure you have some paintbrushes and my paint out so I can paint my Warhammer stuff.
That's new Space
like,
Marines?
Yeah, his little Space Marines. Little Spacey Marines. I think it's because I told him that I might start going to Games Workshop to learn how to play.
Nice. Do you have an LGS near you, or is it just the GWs?
What? You used a bunch of...
is it just the local... Is it just Games Workshop near you, or is there a local game store, LGS?
I have...
I find the LGS is better.
Yeah, generally the local game shops are better. The problem is the local game shop that I want to go to is further away than the closest Games Workshop.
Yeah, fair.
There is one that is closer to me, but I avidly refuse to go there because
is there a bunch of chuds there? Sorry, not chuds,
I've been treated,
but
I have been treated like such shit there, and I've had it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fucking had it. Like, I was asking about a product about what was I was asking about something. I was fucking asking about something, and then like some dude walked in that the guy who was working there knew.
Yeah.
And like he didn't even say, "Hold on, give me a second." He like just started interacting with this other dude and like completing a transaction with him, even though I was standing at the counter like ready to pay.
Oh.
Like had my card out, was ready to pay, and I'm just like, all right, fuck you. And like when I went to the Game Workshop the last time to go get paint for my bases, I brought some of my sisters with me to like look at the colors to make sure I was getting like the right color, because I want them to like pseudo match. And like the guy was really nice, and I was like, those are some really freaking kick-ass models. And I was like, why, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate how knowledgeable the staff in Games Workshop stores are. I've actually been put off going to the one near me because he is too upselly to me. Like, I was standing on the other side of the store from Jet, like from him. He was at like the counter or something, and I was like looking at some Grey Knights, and I was like to Jess, I was like, oh man, whenever I was younger, I was always like so fascinated with Grey Knights and how cool they were, and Paladin squads were like the pinnacle of that for me, like Terminators, but also a bit different. And then I hear from across the store, he's like, then you should buy them. And I was like,
see, I
was immediately just like, well, I'm not fucking doing that now, am I?
I didn't get that. The last time I went there, we talked a little bit about what I wanted. Frankly, I was standing in front of the sisters' wall, like,
definitely got KPI.
I really want one of these. I really want one.
Yeah.
And he never said anything about it. He was like,
what model was it
hey,
again,
if you want to like, I was looking at the Seraphim.
Oh, thanks, Jess. Oh, yes.
Aw. So I was looking at the Seraphim, and he asked me if like I knew how to play, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I paint these because I think they look cool. Nice. And also I do a show where the other guy likes a lot of Warhammer, and this is just what we do. Like, I really like these models. And he goes, oh, well, we've got like a thing on Sunday. You can come in and learn how to play. And he's like, and your models are really great. He's like, you should, we do like, we give out a free model every month. And we do like they do like a painting competition. Like everybody gets the same model. They give out a model. Everybody gets the same one, and then you send it back.
I know that one.
And then
yeah,
they
also do like mini of the
cool.
month type stuff. I'm okay, Jess. Thank you. It'll be cold by the time we finish.
I'll take a coffee if you're going out.
She's gonna get some.
Just send it on over.
She's gonna get some snake food, and she's gonna get.
Food?
Yeah, we've got like there's a really good one near us called like a build meet day at like not a Games Workshop, just a local near us. And they're more like a traditional hobby store. So they have like gunpla and slot cars and shit like that there. And they have like a Games Workshop section. And they do like build meets all the time. Like in fact, we go there so often they just know us at this point. I say that like we've been there recently. I go there periodically. There is a game store that is my favorite on Southside that I frequent a bit more, but it's only because it has D&D stuff as well as Warhammer. But the people who run that store and own that store are super nice.
My problem is like I feel like there's never any
Sorry, I interrupted.
There's never any like sister stuff when I go look at other stores.
I don't know
like
what is
you
up with,
get like
I don't know
Purgatos stuff, and I'm so bummed you cannot find the Living Saint in store anymore.
Celestine, is she made to order only?
I don't know.
You know, I mean, you could just ask them and they'll get it in for you. It's just that you got to plan to buy it rather than.
I just.
No, what I mean is, if you you can't just impulse buy her, you know.
One of these days. Well, because it's funny because it's like I was telling my partner that like the problem is, back before I really wanted to play, or back before I really wanted to paint sisters. I need like a brass.
Rune Lord.
I don't have Rune Lord. I don't just have that.
Rune Lord brass. It's a good base coat. Get it. Balthazar gold. That's more of a red brass though.
It's a little bit more of a red. I need more like a yellowy brass.
Skull Crusher.
I'm
giving you options.
I don't have those options.
Okay, well, it sounds like you need to go out to the store and not buy Seraphim and buy the paints instead.
Look, you don't know what? I don't want to hear it. I wanted some sisters who were flyy, okay? They have jetpacks. They're super cool. Bite me.
Hold on, I'm just catching up on chat. Hydrate and
sorry.
stretch to reminder for chat.
Thank you.
There's channel points to force us to hydrate. The fun thing about hydration for me today is that if I drink that water, it makes me ping harder. Because it is game of
hydrate or die straight.
Oh shit!
I guess you're gonna die.
No, Jess's message.
Oh no, Jess!
Let's do it in the new year, because we're not painting today, and I don't want to drink soap.
I mean, I'm painting, but I do also have soapy water.
Yeah, not. I don't think the soap is safe to drink.
Matt already put it in his mouth.
I already put it. It doesn't taste good. It tastes worse than the paint water. Paint water's not great, but this is actively
breathe.
This is alkaline. I didn't taste it on purpose. I had an intrusive thought where I was like pointing my brush, and then it turns out it had soap on it still.
Wait. Where's the thing?
Which one?
Hold on, I got this. Yeah.
I've also got, I think it's a tier 2 sub emote. I've got a cursed coffee, like spitting out yucky water emote in there somewhere. I
You
used to glue the
eat
kids.
glue.
No, I didn't. I spent my childhood camping a lot, so I would eat and be exposed to a number of different elements. My joke is that I used to eat dirt as a kid. I didn't eat the glue.
Eat dirt and drink the hose juice.
The hose juice.
Hose juice. You didn't have that joke as a kid?
Like the
Oh,
water
it's
out of the hose?
It's water that comes out of the hose, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's just water out of the hose. That's fine. You hungry? You
Hose
thirsty?
juice.
Water out of the hose gives you a little bit of both. This brush is nice now. All right, that's good. You ate chicken poo. That's Western Australia for you.
What? I love you guys. Just so y'all know. I love
Apparently,
every
I'd
one
follow
of you.
behind the chooks and wait for a freshie. NATO, I'm not gonna lie, that's fucked. That's just a... I used to, when I was a baby, apparently, or a toddler, I used to beat the dog to the stick and eat out of the dog bowl. Apparently, I thought I was a dog.
I can't.
I can hear Jess leaving for her Nando's mission.
My sister ate cat poop once. The cat litter box.
I watched a friend one time while we were camping literally stir shit. Like, she was across the river, and she's like, oh, look, a cow patty, and gets a stick and just stirs it. And I was like, this is almost too on the nose to call someone a shit stirrer. But I did it anyway. You know,
Chaos child.
you know when it's like literally just happening? Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
I was one of many.
Daenerys!
I was one of many children in a group that were all completely chaotic.
You gotta leave. You can't be in there. Come here, mama. Come here.
Oh my god. Someone get ready to clip this nonsense, because this is going to be a disaster.
Come here, Daenerys. Come here.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Knock over everything.
Ah.
I'm just
Come on,
waiting.
Daenerys.
I'm just waiting for it. Okay. She's like, no, I wanted to sit over there specifically.
I know. Oh my god! Like, so she was like standing up near BD, and I was like, oh my god. Yes, I have 3 cats. One's name is Daenerys. I also have the Great Catsby. They are twins, and then I have Keely, like the dwarf. Right? She's an asshole. My partner was saying today that we should have called her Karen because she complains about everything.
She's there and just whine. There's a cat.
She is just like has something to say about everything.
There's a cat at my game I play on Wednesdays, and it really, really wants to be included in the game, clearly, because it'll jump on the table and try to get right in the middle to lie down in front of all of us as we're playing. Usually it's a battle map and minis there, so it'll try to eat the minis as well. So what I've found to try and make it chill the fuck out is right next to me, because he likes to like get behind my DM screen as well. And so what I've taken to doing is I turn my bag upside down, so it's like the padded side facing up, and I put it on a chair next to me, and for some reason it has completely mellowed the cat out. It will just come and sit next to me as I DM, and it does no longer tries to make its way onto the table. Yesterday it was being a
because you gave it a
bastard.
spot.
I know.
You gave it a little spot.
But we thought we gave it a... We put its bed on the floor and everything, but it wants to be up with us, apparently.
Yeah. I have Catsby will sit. So I play on my Saturdays. Ah! Stop it. Stop it. Because I didn't let you be up there doesn't mean you can be a jerk. Sorry, cat trying to rip up my carpet. So on my Saturday games, I have to have my laptop open because I've got Skype going. I've got some online friends who play with us.
Yeah.
And Catsby, because he knows that it's a safe place, because I'm not using the space that's immediately behind my laptop,
Sit there.
that's where he hangs out. Like, he lays behind my laptop, and like sometimes you'll like see his feet or his tail in
shot.
frame. If we don't have a battle map, I do have one cat that decides to lay in the middle of the table just to like hang out there. Oh, thanks for hanging out with us.
No worries, Kate. See ya.
So, but yeah, I like having my cats. Love being involved. They're very personable people.
Yeah.
Personable cats.
I find it funny that my lizard Aiko, you come up to this tank and he's like, "Don't touch me." But no matter what you're doing in the living room, he'll sit there and watch you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've just taken to making fun of my lizard that he's a voyeur at this point. He just loves people watching.
I think that's all pets.
Yeah.
Daenerys, stop it!
They want him included, but not involved.
I just want to watch. I just want to observe.
What are you fucking doing? You sitting there for hours playing God of War? Yeah, I'll watch you the whole time. I'm like, alright. Jess sits there and she's like, he watches me work. I'm like, yeah, he'll do that.
My cats love watching me play Spider-Man.
Specifically Spider-Man.
It was specifically, like, for some reason,
It's probably the
Spider-Man
swinging's maybe, like,
and,
mesmerizing.
And Diablo. Like, whenever we play Diablo, our cats love watching us play.
Weird.
It is so weird. Like, what do you want? What do you want?
Come chill and watch some devil killing, I guess.
They'll like sit and like watch. I think there's specifically in one of the scenes in Tristram, if you're playing Diablo 3, there is it's either a crow or raven. I can't tell because it's not a very good shot. But it's like right in the front. It's like on a roof that's like closest to the screen.
Yeah.
And it will like flap its wings and stuff. And it like always my cats are like, we must watch.
Maybe they're
watch.
Yeah, maybe they're like waiting for the raven to turn up again, the bird to
something. I don't know. They're very curious when we play that. Stray was the worst.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Oh, it's because it's got other cats in it.
It's all the cats in it and all the cat meows.
So, Leia,
no.
if you're looking to get into playing Warhammer, we can totally do like, and NATO's gonna fucking nut in his pants when I say this. We could totally do like some tabletop simulator stuff because, for one, NATO knows how to do all that shit, and was showing me how to do it. And there you go. We could do some tabletop simulator stuff. Also, got some fun announcement-y stuff. My stream computer has fully arrived, and
Woo!
We could do an online tournament. That is fun. We can maybe do like a bi-weekly kind of game or something. I also now will have the capability to stream in person with this portable stream box downstairs, which means I could do in-person Warhammer streams. You know,
Sweet.
It depends how hard I want to either lean into the tabletop, but also D&D, because, you know, our channel's kind of a fucking mishmash right now. I don't know, what does everyone think? Should we just lean straight into the RPG stuff? Or do you want to see us do wargaming as well? I don't know, like, it's hard, because it's like, what's the niche
like
if we're filling both of those?
I mean, you can do both.
Yeah, but we're trying, the problem is, we're doing that on the YouTube channel now, and it's kind of sporadic and unfocused. It's just random comedy content, I guess. Oh, I could do wargaming on YouTube streams? Yeah. I could just start a YouTube channel for... I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to, you know... The second you do that, you're also... The other thing is, like, the other problem is that, like, the second you create another channel for things, you just immediately start your audience all over again. So, what's
Mhm.
the play. It's always it's hard. Anyway, I think the Twitch might be the area to do the variety content, and then the YouTube's more focused, I guess.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I will make the argument saying that I know it's wargaming, but I will also make the argument that it is tabletop gaming.
Yeah, that's
because it's played on a tabletop.
That's how I could think of it relates, Unite the party for D&D. That's fun. The umbrella brand is just the party. Something the party. Any room in the channel schedule for tabletop games? That's kind of it. Like I next year, because my D&D games always kind of like reset come New Year, so it could very well be that I have daytimes are unfortunately like when I have time to do stuff, because a lot of my D&D games are evenings. Like, for example, this week, everyone's trying to get one in before the holidays. I'm working 5 weeknights. And that's not my American games. It's just all the Australian ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, daytimes are kind of when I would do stuff. But then there's another factor in that Jess works from home, and it would be hard to stream while she's working. So there's a really fine balance I got to strike here. And like, the other thing would be like I could get her to come up here and work during the day, but I don't want to like, it's another thing of like uprooting someone's workspace so you can do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't want to like take over the head. Like I've just got to be aware realistically of what I can and can't do. But it could just mean that we do the occasional wargamey stream on the weekend instead as well.
Yeah.
Like, I like the idea of that. Jess and I are talking about doing maybe like, because she was like, she was like pitching the idea of like, let's do like a couple gaming stream, like me and her play. I think we're gonna play It Takes Two maybe on like on a semi-regular stream.
That would be so cute.
Nato, if you live closer, I would bring Streambox over. That's it. I can also leave the house to stream this thing, because the purpose of the computer is portability. So I'm going to buy like a really small monitor to go with this thing.
Oh, although you and Jess should probably play A Way Out first.
Is that the prison game with the brothers?
It's the prison.
That was the other game we were talking about playing, yeah.
They're made by the same company.
Oh, do they connect to each other?
They do have like It Takes Two does have a little reference to A Way Out.
Look, Nato, here you go. I can't just haphazardly fly over there. Chat, here's your pitch. If you can get us over there with the luggage capacity to take the computer, yeah, sure, I'll go. And then it's technically a work trip.
There you go. You can write that shit off.
Yeah. We can write that shit off. So if you want to see it bad enough, the ridiculous expenses there. Everyone was making the joke on Twitter the other day because one of our friends was like, actually it's a new friend because I don't know them yet. Galaxy Oz on Twitter was saying that they really want to play D&D, and then everyone was like, hell yeah, and I just came in and I was like, I stand by that anyone will like D&D. You just need to like find the good group and your play style. And then we got talking in DMs, and we got to the point where her and her partner might just like come down with the excuse of visiting family, and then not as content, just come and play in one of my casual games. And we won't. That could
be cool.
Yeah, like not stream. And then a separate conversation started up on Twitter that it's like G and Dead Aussie Gamer and stuff started going in. Then we started a Twitter group going, hey, I know we were all joking about this, but Dredd said anyone could come to his studio in New South Wales, and then we play some games. And so we're all trying to like work out the feasibility of, is this possible now?
Cool.
It looks like much like the New South Wales joke we just made. The monetary factor is the hardest part to justify, because effectively you're paying that much money to go over and play either D&D or war games.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll take multiple days, and you gotta like, you know, all this other stuff, all these other factors. Any room in the chat? Hit me out. You moved to W. Oh, okay, we already did this. Any game stores? I actually know one we could go to. It is my favorite game store, and there is a second one actually quite close by. Well, it's too close by. There's the one that does the build meets. I know they have a whole upstairs area, so I could probably take the computer there and do it from there as long as the internet's good. And then the other thing I would do would be there's an LGS kind of like more Magic and D&D vendor also nearby, and I think they have a hireable room that you can go in there and also do things. So that would be the other place you could do it. And I guess you could call them a sponsor for the game space. That'd be a fun little thing to do, because then people wouldn't have to come over to my house either. And I don't have to... Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I like coming up with ideas like this and tangibility. Alright, I have almost fully saved this brush now, too. This one was, like, bulbous as heck when I first started, and now it's almost normal. Yeah,
I do love that.
Customer flow-through would be low if you're not playing it. And also, it's kind of like advertising for them. It's like, if people like go, oh, someone's streaming over there, streaming a war game, it's like, oh, yeah. And knowing my ass, I'll do what Dice Check fucking does and make it, like, way overproduced by accident. It'll have, like, leaderboards and points and shit, and then I'll have to get in a second person to control the stream. God damn, I'm already thinking about it too much.
Yes, you are.
Just play the game, Matt. That's another problem with me making content. I sit there and go like, I could make this really good. I'm like, should I? Or should I just play? Play the goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Seen Miniac start. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Escalation League looks dope. Miniac's doing a series with a bunch of friends, and I don't know if there's any other creators in it, but he's doing an Escalation League where they start with a small army, and then each tournament bracket you up the points in the army and add more minis, but you got to keep the original ones you bring in.
Cool.
So I like the idea. Of that.
I'd probably be more enthusiastic about what we're talking about if I knew anything about how to play.
Well, I think an Escalation League is like not an official thing. It's just like you take your army and add more to it as the tournament progresses. Effectively, your army ends up like double or triple in size by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I can assume that people would make their lists. I can assume that people would be like making their list at the start of the thing and then breaking it down and knowing what they're going to add ahead of time.
I would imagine that's how it would have to go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally the purpose of it, Scarron. The purpose of it is you can paint a small amount and build it all up, and then over the course of like 3 months, you've got time to finish the rest. You don't have to finish it all for the start of it. And like people might not have all the models at the start of it, but they'll have budgeted and bought for it by the end. And I think it's, you know, monetarily and economically smart as a general plan, because like that's helpful for people who can't just have 2,000 points worth of models, because 2,000 points is a lot of fucking money these days. I'm not in AOS actually. AOS it's like 3 or 4 big models, but you know, other stuff it's like You want to play a horde army like orcs, tyranids? You're spending a load of doge on those boxes of 10 guys that you need 400 of.
I don't feel like I have enough gold. I feel like it's too much brown.
I couldn't tell what you were talking about just then. And so when you said I don't have enough gold, I thought you meant money because my nerdy ass is too into D&D. And I was like, yeah, but if it's over time, you could do it. And I'm stupid.
No, I mean, I don't think I have enough gold.
Yeah, I know. I looked up.
Color in this paint job. It feels too brown. It feels too plain.
Yeah, I would actually even suggest different tones of brown to break it up. Like maybe some, like
Probably
some
throw
Scrag, Mournfang, or like even a World Bearer's Red washed with some Agrax. Like put some tonal variations in there, or wash them, put them all in the same base coat, but wash them in different things, like Nuln Oil versus Druchii Violet. Because you know how I love my fucking dark browns with a purple wash.
Yeah.
Real nice effect on those. This is slowly but surely happening. You can see on my can you see on my paper towel, like I'm actually managing to get the shit out of the feral right now.
Yeah.
It's working. It's working, Leia.
I know.
It's taken me an hour and a half, but it's working. I think this is the best time to do this kind of activity, though, because I'm already talking to people. Like, I could not imagine doing this by myself for this long. Like, not an hour and a half, anyway.
Yeah, I think that's why I tend to wash my brushes as needed. I used to wash my brushes after every painting session.
Yeah. I think some of my brushes could do with a wash after every session. Like, some of my big flat ones, when I'm painting terrain, they clog up the quickest. But some of these smaller ones, I don't think you're gonna need every time. Like this base brush that I'm doing now, judging by how clogged up this brush is and how much paint's on the handle, I actually think the one that I'm cleaning now is actually the very first brush that I bought getting back into Warhammer 3 years ago. It's 4 years ago. Yeah, about 3 years ago. It's crazy to say as well. I've been in Melbourne for 4 years now. I've lived down here about half as long as I lived in Brisbane in its entirety. That's crazy to me. Because the Brisbane chapter of my life was like my young adult kind of, early 20s area. I went to uni for 3 to 4 years, and then I had 3 to 4 years of I don't know, doing shit, doing stuff. What do you do in that time? Who knows? Anyone in their early to mid 20s right now? Like, what do you do with that? Like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I somehow convinced everyone to pay me to play D&D. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
If it all goes to shit, I'm opening a board game store. Louis and I already joked about it, and then it got kind of real, and give it 5 years. That might happen. He pitched it as a board game and bar. And I was like, I don't know if I like the bar side, but he was like, but that's how you'll get a lot of clientele to stick around. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to deal with alcohol. And then he was
There's
like,
actually
and he said he'll run the bar, and I said I'll run the game store.
There's actually a pretty notable tavern near us.
Yeah, Gramps.
It's called the Tabletop Tavern. and it is a place where you can go and eat bar food and get drinks.
Oh, yeah, we got that
and
here.
They've got board games like that you can rent out.
Yeah, Fortress is that for us here, but it's the problem with Fortress is the venue is like too big to do board games and D&D easily, and there's no real private spaces. It's very much a bar first, and then that kind of stuff second, which is why I'm like hesitant to do bar stuff, or would be hesitant, because I want it to be LGS first and then offer drinks. There's a place that used to do it here called Games Lab and Alchemist Refuge, and effectively they had 2 floors of a game store, and then their 3rd floor would open up at 5 p.m. to be a licensed venue, and that was really cool.
See, that's what the place that I'm talking about is like very much. It is I don't know about the 2nd floor. I think the kitchen is on the 2nd floor, but it is very much like board game space first.
Yeah, that's what if I was to ever do something, I would do that. Because like I would want the primary focus to be like D&D, you know, like every board game store says it, and then you know it's so true. If you sell Magic cards, as long as Wizards of the Coast doesn't keep fucking up how they sell Magic and promote Magic, you can pretty much fund a board game store off Magic alone, and then you basically can do whatever else you want, as long as you have someone to like run the Magic the Gathering vendor side of the business. You know, you have your standard Magic area that people do on Tuesdays and or Fridays. Then you hold your pre-releases. Magic is fun to do. I just wouldn't want to be the only guy doing that. Pete joking, like Pete Godey said, Pete Godey was like, you know, if you open a store, I'll just come work for you and be like a barista / Magic vendor. I was like, yeah, I'll hold you to that. You know, just get all my friends to come work for me. And here's the other thing you do. You sell 40k at slightly under retail, and then you sell it slightly under retail, like 20% off, and then you open an online store, and that's how Gap Games in 1 year has become the most popular place to buy it in Australia, because they offer 21% off Warhammer, and they get in like 2 tons a week of that shit to sell, and they move it fucking all. Pete already has hooked himself up to a permanent coffee drip. Have you seen how that boy fucking drinks coffee? He's so tired all the time, and it's because he can't not have caffeine in his system. Yeah, there you go. All your business side stuff. There you go. I mean, like, the online store, super easy to run. You just have something to, like, do it. And then if people want to pick it up, you just come to the store. Like, I've seen how Gap Games operates. They're actually technically a news agent. And they just sell Warhammer on the side, but it's become such a huge thing. They're just a little home-owned news agent. Anyone in Brisbane, Gap Games is literally the news agent in the Gap if you live near there. Go check it out. It is, by and large, the most popular online store for Games Workshop in Australia. I made a very nice Irish coffee at my house using an espresso machine, and coffee is wasted on me. Actually, I'm sitting here looking at this sponge getting a pseudo clean from this brush soap as well, because there's probably like God knows how much paint also in this sponge, and it's like sudsing up nicely, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's getting in there.
I give it a nice squeeze afterwards.
Yeah. Give it a nice little rinse out in the sink. It'll be a little bit cleaner as well. Oh yeah, this brush. Okay, so this brush is not taking the. This is the one that's already been cleaned. It looks nice, but look how frayed that is. Can you see?
Well, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe put like a little bit of. Can you put a little bit more product in it?
I already. That's with it. The product in it dried. I might do a little bit more now.
I would like reheat it,
Yeah.
and re-soap it.
Yeah, problem is like the soap is not strong enough for it to adhere to itself. Okay, the part where it is strong enough to adhere to itself, I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 smaller brushes with the one brush. Yeah, the shit.
Well,
the
maybe,
shit, the
maybe-
shit. Yeah, the shit in the bottom separating it so much.
Well, I'm sorry that
That could be it.
technique did not work for you.
That's all right. Look, we don't know until we try it. I'm just gonna leave soap in it, and maybe it'll break it down a bit more as it dries. It seems to be both of these flat brushes might have the same issue.
I always have problems with flat brushes.
Yeah. Like, these aren't even... It could also be that they've dried so much up in there that it's just not worth anymore. Because I have 2 of these, and they are also about 3 years old each. I also have no idea how much contrast paint fucks with brushes. That's another unknown factor.
Oh, maybe those ones need to be retired.
Wait, I just realized, NATO, are you supposed to be... Are you at work right now? I'm not saying you should go away, but I remember you saying you were painting. I got confused just now. Or is it a situation like Jess sometimes is, where she's able to play Destiny for about half the day? Oh, were you COVID? You got COVID? Is that what you... Are you sick? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. There you go. He's COVIDed.
Oof.
Oof, ow, ow. I'm sorry you're still dealing with that. I'm definitely going to buy the bigger one next time. It's not running out quickly. It's just... Now that I'm using it and can use it, I'm like, okay, here we go. First time? This is your first time? I still haven't had it yet either. I don't wish to experience this horribleness.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird, because like when people get it, they're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It's like, for you, maybe.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking awful.
Also, I just don't want to live with all of the horrible things afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, the potential to have, like, bad side effects is the scary part for me, because I don't want to have, like, something that's just, like, feels like a cold, and then it affects me for the rest of my life. That's a terrifying thought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it feels hot or cold. It's like... My brother is literally just like, oh, I had it a few times. It's not that bad. You know, you just got to make sure your body's all healthy before you get it. I'm like, not everyone has that option. And then other people are like, this is the worst shit I've ever experienced in my life. I've never really seen like a moderate kind of reaction to it. Okay. This is one of those problem brushes. Yeah, someone in our server had it 8 times last year when I was talking to them. I was just like, dude. And they work, I think because they worked as like a security guard or something. Like they were very public facing. But they also they were also immunocompromised, so they just kept getting it. And they couldn't afford not to work, so... Awful. This has been worse than any cold or flu you've ever had. I got pretty fucking knocked out by the vaccine, my 3rd one. Oh, I can get my 4th now. I'm 30. I got pretty knocked out by the 3rd vaccine. Like, that put me out for like a day and a half. And that was shit. And you're getting... I was like woozy and I felt terrible. And that was just the vaccine.
Yeah, that's just the vaccine.
That made me go like, fuck, if the vaccine's making me feel bad, I don't want the actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also heard that like people take the vaccine, they're like, oh, the vaccine was worse than COVID. I'm like, well, I don't know then. Don't know what the go is. I also know
Problem is we're all human and we're all very different.
Yeah, I typically don't really get that sick either. Like I'll have nothing, and then Jess will get like horrendously sick. And even though I'm exposed to her, well, she is sick. Like she's had COVID, and I didn't get it, even living in the same house. Mind you, we were still safe and took precautions, but like even that kind of lingering COVID in the house didn't get me. Probably all that dirt I ate as a kid.
Oh, I wish you hadn't made that joke.
What? That I hadn't made that joke?
I was painting something really fine, and you made that joke, and I chuckled, and my brush went woo.
Probably all that dirt I ate. I said the same thing to Jess. I was like, it's probably because I have my immune system is like hardened from the horrendous shit I would have put it through during my upbringing.
I don't know. I was a pretty. I mean, I wouldn't say I was super outdoorsy.
I was.
Spent a lot of time camping and like being outside.
That's outdoorsy.
Because like my family was very much like, so we took a lot of camping trips because we were poor people, but camping
Camping's
is
not a poor
relatively
thing.
cheap.
It's just a thing.
But here's the, we never went on like vacations anywhere. Like
I mean, I
we
guess.
would just go like our vacation was drive 2 hours away to go camping for like a 4-day weekend.
I mean, that's yeah. But that's what I would always
We
do.
never had like a proper holiday though. Like my entire childhood, no proper holidays.
Ours would be like Mum would want to go see her mum in England, and I only ever went there once, but Mum would go every 2 to 3 years by herself. I think, yeah, our holidays were like driving around Australia, going camping. Like we drove up to Cape York, and went up there. We went, to, I guess same. Like we just drove places.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like,
I don't know. I've
my parents like, I don't know. My mom wanted me to be outside all the time, and I hated it. But
that's fair.
I spent a fair amount of time like outside and whatnot, but I still have a really bad immune system. If anybody gets like a bad cough here, I end up getting sick. Like,
yeah.
I'm just
Benji ended up calling me like a. Sorry, go on.
Oh, it's lamenting. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, just Benji would always call me like a jockey nerd because I was like super into nerd stuff, and then like I wasn't a sports kid, but I would do all the dirt bikes and the snow. I did all like the niche kind of not normal sports. Like you go out and do snowboarding. You go out and do like a wakeboard or donutting or biscuiting or skiing and all of the non-traditional kind of water sports or BMX or motorbike and that kind of stuff. Poor camping is in your backyard. My mate's family because okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I would consider maybe poor camping. I also don't want to like judge people on what they can do. Yeah, I was good at that. I used to do little jumps and things. I didn't used to be fat. Would you believe? I broke my collarbone in year 11 and that was it for me. That was my sporty good times over.
Oh my gosh.
Where you going, Perth? Boy, camping. Yeah, fair. I used to do BMX. Yeah. All of my shit was BMX carnivals as well. That's how I broke my collarbone. Actually, I was at a BMX carnival and I jumped wrong, and it wasn't even on a good. It wasn't impressive at all. It was on a tiny little jump during practice, straight before the race, and I come off a jump and I had to go to the hospital, and I'd broken my collarbone in 2 places, and they couldn't operate on it. Said I'd get arthritis when I was older because they would fear I would die if they did. Apparently it was above a major artery, so I've got a collarbone that kind of sticks up a little bit. I'm not going to show you, but...
Oh.
Look, this one's a bit better, but it's not working too hot. A little paste tool. I have my little texture tool. Like the you know the one? Here it is.
No.
It's just like plastic to spread the dirt and stuff on. Out of the Games Workshop stuff. And you can kind of dig it in and like dislodge some of this stuff with it, like this.
I don't know. I had one of those. I forgot to get one when I went to Games Workshop.
Are you missing it?
Yeah, I'm missing it.
Oh, that's working.
I needed it when I did all that terrain bullshit.
Oh, that's fair.
I was like, oh man, you want to know what would be great for this AstroTurf that is all the way at the bottom of this fucking pot? A little Scoopy tool. My Scoopy tool is gone. I don't know what happened to it. Super annoying. Oh, granted, like, my brother had his front wheel come off when he was about 4M in the air coming over a jump. He woke up in the hospital. Shit, man.
Yeah, I can
I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time outside, but like I was the kid that was like I'd be outside reading. Cause like mom won't let me do this inside, so I guess I'll do it out here.
That's fair. No, my parents were like, do outside shit, and I was like, I guess I got friends to do this with.
I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. It's very. I'm the same way I was that. I am the same way now as I was then.
That's fair.
I'm a very solitary person.
I'm a little ringleader.
I couldn't tell.
What do you mean?
As you can tell from my voice, I am very surprised by this notion.
Hey, shut up! Hey, what's going on? I was in that group of friends that constantly would be trying to be a ringleader, and everyone's trying to one up each other. But you'd also have different friend groups, so like you'd have a school friend group, and then you'd have the camping friend group. And it all changed every time. Yeah, WA's not, it's like a mining state, right? Like, I mean, I feel like WA goes two ways. It's like you're either super nerdy because there's not a lot to do, from what I've heard, or like you're super into sport. Mind you, Australia as a whole is like ridiculously into sport. Oh, nose itchy. Hey, this is looking alright. Okay, so Leia, this is actually working alright for the stuff. You get this guy, you get this texture paste tool, and you poke it through the bottom of the brush, and it's like a perpendicular dislodger.
Okay.
It's like agitating the bristles in a different way to how the brush soap does it.
Okay.
And it's getting out a lot of stuff effectively this way.
So I was too lazy to repaint anything with different browns because I don't feel like finding browns that will match.
We'll wash it differently, I guess. Did you do that as well?
So instead, I made, instead of just these little brass buttons, I made these front little lapels gold. I did a little gold sash in the back.
Yeah.
I think that helped a bunch. And now I'm gonna earth shade it, and we'll see.
Yeah. NATO, I feel the same way because I grew up in Cairns, and we used to have. I stopped playing Warhammer because there was the only place that sold it in Cairns was a Toy World, and then it closed. That was the only place you could go to. And by the time another one had opened and sold Warhammer, I was already moving. So I understand your plight, but that's where I did all my camping and stuff. Yeah. Far north Queensland is. Brisbane is more like down here. It's very city. Yo, city kids. Jess tells me about her childhood, and I'm like, wait, you didn't do any of this stuff? They're like, no, I just stayed indoors all day. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I can't wrap my head around it half the time.
I was very much like one of the kids that wanted to stay indoors. Like, I don't know. I don't like heat.
I don't like heat either, but like when all your options are be hot because you don't have aircon or be hot outside, then it kind of, I don't know. There's like a weird, there's a weird acceptance in defeatism in the hot that you have to experience up in North Queensland. Like when I'm about to go up there next week, and it's been like 10 degrees in Melbourne, and I'm gonna go to like 30, and I'm just gonna deal with it. Like I'm just gonna accept that I'm gonna be hot and sweaty for some time now.
I'm going to be going up for New Year's, I'm going to be going up to New York, and I'm actually kind of excited because I'm hoping that I might actually get some snow.
Yeah, we had a
We don't ever get snow here in Virginia. I miss snow.
Yes, John, we had a pool at ours, and you're right, that happens. We were like, Mum and Dad got this house, and it already had a pool in it, and we're like, good.
I'd love to have a pool as a kid.
Yeah. House prices
By the time
back
my
then,
parents,
by the way.
like,
my God, house prices were cheap back in the 90s. Holy fuck. Their house, they could sell for at least quadruple what they do now. And that house wasn't... I wouldn't say that house was worth a lot of money to start with.
And that's just how it is.
Yeah. It was like 100 and something. Like around the 150, I want to say. Australian. So to be like, what? 100 US?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. This still sounds like a lot.
I mean, considering now, like their house is worth probably 500 plus now. 20 years later, like the inflation has not affected as much as the housing market. Like, capitalism life is a nightmare, yeah. Yeah, this house was like a 2-bedroom that they had converted the garage into a 3rd bedroom and like put the walls in and stuff. And then they'd kind of extended the house at the back a little bit, so it technically was a 3-bedroom with like a bigger than average living room. My parents had only dirt tracks. Yeah, fair. I think Cairns was mostly dirt roads when my parents first moved there. Subdivided and got a mill. My God. Fucking hell. Subdivide your land, get $1 million. You do that in Melbourne, you're fucking set. You get like $2-3 million for a well-placed plot of land. So ridiculous. This is doing right. This is actually holding a point now. And all the shit in the middle's kind of going. Might do that with the other brush. Woo! It's taken a lot of work, but it's working.
Alright, I'm doing eyebrows right now. Give me a second.
Probably all that dirt I had as a kid.
Fuck off, I was expecting it that time.
You literally set me up for it. See, none of I'll see none of it. Dad's gonna be buried with his riches like a fucking pharaoh. Yeah. I'm actually waiting on... My grandma passed recently, but Dad is no longer around as well, so our uncle came up to us and was like, you might see some inheritance soon. I was like, what does that mean? I don't know how inheritance works when I don't have a dad.
It just happened to my partner. He had his last grandparent passed away recently.
Yeah, I've only got
And-
my granny in England left now.
Yeah, his parents were like, so, we got a big ol' inheritance, so we're gonna pay off your car.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here going like, I don't know how
Shit,
this
man.
I don't know how this is going to work, or like if I even get anything. But like our family's not like hostile towards each other, thankfully. Well, this part of the family that's dealing with it anyway. The side that would be hostile got written out of my uncle's will, so they won't have anything to say about it. And his psycho children, because it has nothing to do with them. But yeah, wills are weird.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it'll like be fairly straightforward. Like they'll be like, here is what you get. Are you happy with this? And I'll be like, fuck, I have no scale of if it's good or not. And you know, if you guys are, I trust you.
All right. I think that's good.
There's one in every family. You just gotta be careful, because like the question's always, what if it's you? How you going?
I think I got a pretty cool miniature going on here. I think with the wash, I think even though it does look a little bit kind of on the one note side,
Yeah.
I think it'll work. I have to remember that this is like Grecian style game, so the
Reds and browns are gonna work. Oh, that looks great, dude. Now you're holding
yeah,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's the girl who's playing this character. I was like, hey, I didn't get your character description. She's like, just Xena warrior princess, and I was like,
I do think you could benefit from some other colors, it's not popping yet.
Well, I think I'm gonna do. I did this for. This is another character that is in the same party. I think I'm gonna do
great.
he's very plain too, all
Yeah, but-
white, a little bit of brown.
Well, you got the green headband is the part that pops though.
Yeah. Well, you can't see the gold band on her. She's got like the whole.
Yeah.
What do you call it? This is a ranger class. That is
Xena-themed ranger.
It's a Xena themed ranger. So she actually throws these awesome chakrams. Yeah. I said I was gonna run a Grecian style game, and she was like,
kinda like
I
a
will
hop-
do anything.
Is she kind of like a hoplite then?
Not really. They're so the rangers in this are Amazons. They're like Amazon warriors.
Yeah. My mind's screaming like chuck a little bit of red somewhere as like an accent color, like not a main feature, but like I don't know. That's what's screaming to me right now, like maybe a belt or something.
See, I wouldn't want to do red. Oh, I don't have any of the books near me. There is on the cover of the book is one of the rangers, and she's got like this purple color she's wearing.
Oh, that could be good, yeah.
So very Praetorian. I am running Odyssey of the Dragon Lords.
There you go.
I am. This is who this character is for. Is for Dragon Lords. It is an okay story. I'm having some trouble with it. But that is, I'll keep that to myself. Cause I got some words about that story.
All right. That's
I think I also want. I should put the gold on. I should put the gold on there. Swing those words. I don't think that Kyra and Pythor are problems. The problem is that the book makes no fucking sense. I don't know if you have run this or have played this as a player, but the book for the DM is written all kinds of fucking weird. It is I've got a great party that are just so willing. They are very much yes-anders. I throw something at them and they take it. Which is super cool of them. I don't have a problem specifically with the two with Kyra and Pythor. Those are actually my party's like favorite NPCs apart from Versi, the Oracle. The problem is like there are like chunks of this where it's like I've got to refer back to something that happened way earlier in the book.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Well, okay, so it's not like that. It's like, so there's a whole section in the beginning of the book that is like, here's how you run the bad guys. Here's how you play the bad guys Sidon and Lutheria.
Yeah.
And here are some sections that you need to, here are some like ways that they interact with your party throughout the game. And then they list everything out. And the problem with that is that those things are not interjected or reminded inside of the book itself. So I completely forgot about some of the reactions that they've had, or like were supposed to have, visions that they were supposed to be given, because they were put in this like weird section in the beginning of the book instead of interspersed throughout.
Oh, strange, yeah.
There are also, like, you're supposed to get a letter from an NPC while you're, like, in the middle of the ocean. And it's like, I completely forgot about that little tidbit because, again, it's at the beginning of the book for some reason. Like, not in anywhere where it makes sense.
Yeah.
I also had to completely retool the Amazon island. The island of Themis, where the Amazons come from. Because it is so, like...
It's a trophy.
It feels like the writers were like, what is feminism?
Oh.
And then they took like the most extreme version of feminism and made it this island. So they're like really like man-hatey. Like if you have any men in your party, like you get onto the island, you're immediately thrown into jail. And like the Amazons won't interact with the men. They like, it's irritating. Now, granted, I have it slightly easier because I have 5 people in my party. I have 4 women and 1 guy in my party. And the way that they decided to tackle this was they were going to link it. They were going to use like Breath of the Wild Link, where
like
Link has to go into the city. Yeah, when he's gonna go into the all-lady city, so he cross-dresses.
Yeah,
so that is what he has decided to do, is he's going to cross-dress.
Okay.
Which is so funny for him. He thought it was a lot of fun, but I ended up having to cut a lot of that stuff out because, honestly, it's a little rapey. Like, it's, like, not... oh, man. I, like, constantly had to be like, how did this... get past an editor? How did somebody think that this was okay?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess if you had a party of people who didn't care what was in the story, but like,
that's not. It's
I don't know,
like that. Those tools aren't for those people. At that point. Like, it's not. Yeah. Throughout
my gaming career, most people are like, we don't want anything like essay or anything like that. Like, we don't want any of that.
Yeah.
And it's like there's literally like an entire section of the book that is or like a section of this island that is for the breeding rooms.
Oh.
Just fill that blank in.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. So I ended up having to like rewrite the entire island. I was so upset that like there are chunks of the book that I couldn't include.
That very much seems like that's written from the perspective of a man who assumes things about feminism.
Yes, that is exactly how I assumed
That's
it
how
was,
it sounds.
too.
It's like, men will
Yeah.
only ever be used as breeding implements for women. It's like, you mean how you treat women now?
Yeah. And it's like, I didn't like the fact that, like, hello. Goodbye. Love your face. Hey, don't close my door! Okay. Alright. What was I saying? Yeah, it was so bad. And that was just like the one, I mean, granted, it was just the one chapter. All of the rest of it has been pretty alright.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit dark in some places. But they're like stuff that I just like skipped over. Cause like whatever. That's not, I think my other problem with it is there is like this big build up to like the ending of what they're calling the Oath of Peace. It's like 500 years of peace between the Titans and the five gods. And it's about to end. And they build all the way up to this, and it's got a great climax. And then I read past the climax to see like what the after stuff was. There's a whole section, like second section of the game you're supposed to play, but none of it, like there are no hints or threads to the second, this like second part of the book has nothing, like there is nothing linking these two pieces. Like there is, I've told the party that like once you get past this big climax, this big last battle kind of thing, that's going to be it. I'm going to end the campaign and then we can do whatever we want from there.
Yeah.
I am not running the second half of this because there's literally, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, there has been no fault, like, no lead into this. There's been so much focus on this, like, Oath of Peace and the last battle and all this stuff. Like, it doesn't make any sense to run any of this.
Maybe they tried to do like what they did in what's that on the other? There's another campaign in D&D that does that, where they're like, these two books are separate. Oh, it's Waterdeep Dragon Heist and Dungeon of the Mad Mage, where they kind of run into each other, but they're not technically a continuing story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because they're level appropriate.
Yeah, like this is very much like the only thing that makes it the same is the second half is just on another part of the continent.
Yeah,
like an area where nobody goes to. I mean, I could see if somebody was from that area, I could see maybe running it, but there has been no, like, threads to hint towards the second half. It's very abrupt.
Yeah. So that's
like
how
God.
That's how I got the brush after. So here's a before and after, literally.
Sweet.
Oh, come on. But I got a point at one of them. Yeah, that's fucking weird though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they weren't necessarily cool as a whole god.
Okay.
They hide in a dungeon. Opinions about it. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like someone who's trying to write from the perspective of them rather than.
I mean,
the
there's some like really cool concepts. Like I really enjoy. They have this like epic path. Thing, which is like, so all of your people are heroes, so they have their like individual arcs that they can achieve that are kind of followed through the entire, like you've got like a little thread that you can lead each player through and their own like personal like goal other than don't let the Titans kill everybody.
Yeah.
Which I really liked. I think that's a cool option. I'm really sad that it kind of falls a little bit flat. And it might just be because I've got forgetful players. But some of my players are like, what do I have to do next again? And I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. So, actually, fun. NATO reminded me of a thing that I'm literally doing next week. in that we're gonna run a bunch of holiday streams next Monday, and myself,
Ooh.
George, and Ben Martin will be DMing. And we're doing 3 games across the day. And the thing, I'm running game 2 with a bunch of pretty much just invited friends we've met over the year, right? For the stream, and it'll go all day. My game is game 2, middle of the day, starting I think at either 1:30 p.m. or 2 p.m. I think it starts at 2 p.m. And my theme is literally just called Holiday of Annihilation.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And that's all I'm gonna say about it, because if it's in theme with what NATO said, I just use the modules to steal from them. If you can think of anything that would be to do with Holiday of Annihilation, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, so that's gonna be my session. That's game 2. George is considering like a Krampus themed kind of wave mode.
Ooh.
And then Ben Martin suggests, I'm gonna read out Ben Martin's suggestion. I found it so fucking funny. He has never DM'd on stream before. This will be one of his first forays into it. He said, I had the idea that the players are employees of Fantasy World JB Hi-Fi, and Jimmy Barnes is doing a Christmas signing at their store to promote his new album, and then he goes missing. And they have to search through the fantasy shopping mall to find him. Yeah, Sarah, welcome. Yeah, Sarah just said this morning she's keen for game 2. Yeah, Holiday of Annihilation.
Yeah.
I'll add you into the group chat. Level 11s, please.
Oh man.
And if you know
Is
that,
this gonna be I was gonna say, is this akin to what you did on your birthday?
yeah, man, but worse.
Oh man.
It'll be
Oh.
the worst part is it's going to be holiday themed. Yes, level 11.
I love it.
Sarah, I'll add you into the group chat right now while I remember. But I'll let you and everyone know this is what they're going to get that day. They're going to get level 11 characters. They're going to get 5,000 gold, 2 uncommon magic items, a rare item on top of their normal starting equipment.
Ooh.
Each player will get this. So you'll get, 1 quite good item, 2, pretty good items. My only suggestion, Sarah, is bring an immovable rod. That is all.
Everyone brings an immovable rod.
If everyone brings an immovable rod, they'll have a better time, but then they will have used their only rare item slot. And if they only bring removable rods, I know how to get around that. Very
Tip be a
easily.
monk.
Sorry? Tip be a monk.
I was reading tip be a monk.
In a similar fashion, I have killed a dungeon delver rogue in this dungeon. So, even if you think you're specced out for traps, doesn't mean you're safe. Anyway, yeah, I'm going B. Dave Walters on this one. That's all I'm going to say.
Nice.
We get a TPK, we get a
That'd be
TPK.
cool.
Ham did one in this world, we play Kids on Bikes. Shem was like, oh fuck. Yes, I'm going to be... it's going to be a cheery foray into death. Sarah, make 2 characters, just in case, Slap a mustache on it, I'll make him fall out of a painting or something, but just be prepared. You don't invoke B. Dave lightly. Sorry?
I'm just laughing. Just having a good old time.
He says you don't invoke B. Dave lightly, and I say, well, I want to be mean. I'm going to be a mean boy. I'm going to alter the campaign based on their character choices.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
I'm going to prep this in a way that is fun and strenuous. Yeah.
Like I say, I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. Like, I need to start doing more homebrewy stuff. I know I'm doing that a little bit with our Everon group. My partner who's gonna DM after me for our usual Saturday group is saying that the next game he wants to run is gonna be completely homebrew.
Oh, nice.
And he wants to do a Japanese style game. Like
Oh.
D&D, but in like a Japanese style. Or I shouldn't say Japanese. I should say like more like Asian style, because he says he wants to like make other races like kind of in those particular styles. I think he said he wants to make like specifically like what is it? Dwarves. He's like, dwarves are gonna be like Mongolians.
Oh, so they'll be
Like,
coded.
that makes a lot of sense.
Because when Benji and I were making our homebrew for Split the Party, we described his culture a bit more in the Mongolian vein as well. It's interesting that it's a parallel there.
It's super. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean, the culture is freaking gorgeous. Like if you see some of their like art and clothing, it is absolutely beautiful.
Empire from
I told
Riftwell
him-
Saga, Ionia and Runeterra. Yeah.
I don't know this. I don't know what this is.
Runeterra is League of Legends.
Ah.
Very Eastern coded.
I told my partner, I was like, if I can, I want to play a cleric, but I want to play a fire cleric. I was like, think kind of like worshipping Amaterasu, which is like their like fire. I don't want to say goddess, because Japanese don't really have gods.
You mean Amaterasu?
Amaterasu.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The goddess of the sun.
Yeah.
And I was like, can we figure out how to make like a kami race? Can I be a fire fox?
You could just be a druid and choose a path of the wildfire or wild spirit fire or something. You could literally
I thought about that.
You could literally be like a kitsune fire spirit.
But I want to do like I want to play a cleric. I've played a druid. I'm kind of over druid. I haven't played a cleric yet. Well, I've played a cleric, but like for short games. I want to play like
Cleric's usually one of my first choices, I've noticed. Like, I love clerics.
I have a homebrew setting where minotaurs run mercantile societies where they used to be raiders who turned up in boats, but now they're corporate raiders. That's scarier. I love that. I
was about to say also Khans of Tarkir in Magic the Gathering was a very Mongolian inspired set, which was done really cool.
Ooh. I think like my biggest influences is when my partner brought this up. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima.
I could tell.
So it was like of course you were. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima, which is like my favorite. Where are my toothpicks? Oh, here are my toothpicks. And I said like the next character I play, I want to play a cleric. So
yeah.
that just kind of
thanks.
came around.
Brushes are getting fresh and
NBC,
clean.
yeah.
If you don't like watching me abuse brushes, look away right now because I'm doing some things. But this brush is healing. This is, got to punish it so it can heal. This is a brush eating its vegetables in the truest sense.
Gonna put some terrain paste. This is the one thing. I hope none of my players are watching. This is the one thing that drives me nuts. Is
Wetlander
everyone?
Is Wetlander in that game?
No, he's not.
Then you're safe.
Thankfully. One thing that drives me nuts is none of them put any terrain on their fucking miniatures. They all have like blank things. I was like, man, you're gonna make me do work. On top of everything.
No, you know
I'm
what you
doing.
do? You know what you do? If someone doesn't give you stuff to paint on top of your thing, you make it. You make that shit fucking Black Legion contrast paint black, you call it a day. Because it is
Nope.
dark and it just makes the base look black.
Nope.
And then you're
Nope.
giving yourself more work to do. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of the blackest black ever that ever
You
blacked.
got that good stuff, right? Oh my god, can you see
Uh,
how much crap is coming out of this
which-
brush right now? Look at
which
this,
is the good stuff?
it's red. You got like that like the BLK, like the 3.0, right?
No, I don't have that stuff.
Oh, I thought you did. Who has that? Someone I know. has
No,
that.
I got P3.
No, that's not the one I was thinking of.
No. But speaking of Black 3.0 or Vanta Black or whatever, my partner dropped to me that he got me that mirror silver.
Ooh.
Can't wait to play with it.
See, those ones,
Can you-
those gimmick colors like are strange to me because you can't highlight them. They're just as is.
Well, but like so I actually watched a thing where Adam Savage used the like super silver, and it was gorgeous. First of all,
God, I have almost. saved
and
this
I
one.
think I would use it for edge highlighting,
Oh yeah, I can see that.
like not using it for like I wouldn't paint a whole thing with it. I would do like the tips of weapons. Or if I get it in time, I would like to use it for the damaged sections of that Mandalorian helmet that I want to do.
Fair.
Like, could you imagine doing like that dark color scheme on the Mandalorian helmet and then doing like high
that'd be
things
good.
of that silver?
I'm just gonna run it. I've run out of paper towel, and this brush is actually on its way to being good. So I'm gonna grab a bunch more of that. I'm actually gonna refill this hot water. So
Cool beans.
I've run out of materials. I didn't
I told him to get a lot of paper towel. He did not believe me.
I had like 6 or 7 of the bastards. I just ran out. All right, be back in a sec.
Yup. Do. Just putting on some mud. It's gonna be a lot of brown. Gonna be a lot of brown. Much better than that black that Anish Kapoor has. Is that the person that like copyrighted the Vanta Black? The Black 3.0 is actually really good. I watch a YouTuber called Boylai Hobby. He uses Black 3.0 on like the edges of his dioramas to make them look like nice and clean. Mwah, it looks beautiful. Okay, so yeah. So it's funny because my partner was telling me when he was looking at the mirror stuff to get me, he saw that like the same company sells the Vanta Black or 3.0, one of like the super blacks. And like there's a whole thing like at the bottom of the website that is like, unless you're like or like a box that you have to check that verifies that you are not Anish Kapoor or buying this for Anish Kapoor, that like that person is not allowed to buy their black. Like it is such like, oh, it's so funny. Man, because like screw that guy, like putting a copyright on a black, like, yeah, it is super funny. Nishapur. Yeah, it is super funny. It was in the same vein as in the States, we have a company that started selling PlayStation plates for the PlayStation 5s that are different colored because PlayStation wasn't selling them. And I guess they got sued by PlayStation. And they were like, fuck you. We're going to make these plates because we hate your white PlayStation. He did. So Anish Kapoor, he copyrighted either, I think it's Vanta Black so he could use it for his sculptures, so nobody else could use it. Like a real, I mean, there's a real douchey mood, that whole like saying that somebody couldn't use another paint because, you know, you're using it for your sculptures. Real bullshitty stuff. So he copyrighted it so nobody could do that. And so now people who are selling super blacks are like, fuck you. We don't want you in our space. It's a really shitty circumstance, for sure. I need to dry brush. Oh gosh. Black, brown, probably some gold. I'm gonna try some dry brushing gold. I haven't tried to dry brush gold in a long ass time. Let's see if I can manage not to fuck it up. Yeah, we're gonna start with hair. Trying to make the Xena warrior looking girl. We'll see how it goes. Woo! Hope my players like it. It is like the scariest thing. So the Stuart Semple made an equally black pigment and made it so that everyone except Anish Kapoor could make it and can use it, and now it's become a thing for all painters he makes. Yep. Yeah. Cause like they've also got the like the Tiffany blue. I think there's a Calvin Klein color on there now. Like it's a whole subset of his stuff. We happened to look at it the other day. Hello, Matt.
Hello. Just making sure my stuff was all unmuted.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, the Vantablack stuff. Were you talking about that whole petty thing between the two creators?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny.
Well, I don't even think it was petty. I think it's bullshit that Anish Kapoor is like, oh, you can't use this color. Like, no one can use this color except me.
That's why I thought it was petty, because they're a dickhead.
Yeah.
Petty and elitist.
Yeah. I want a copyrighted black called Fuck That Guy.
Someone literally did that. Like, that was the response, wasn't it? The other person released it for free, and they said everybody except this dickhead can use it.
Yeah, like, it's on their website. Like, you have to verify that you're not buying this for Anish Kapoor. We will never sell it to this person.
Yeah, you are legally not allowed to sell it to this person.
You know what is cool about having a Grecian game?
What?
All of the olive colored skin people.
Yeah.
I got to use so much of my tan skin pigment, or my tan skin paint, because everybody has got like that Grecian tan skin. Like, yes. Make all the dark people. I want to paint in dark colors.
Yes, good.
Like Adobe making Pantone colors, subscription. That is like, oh, don't even get it started.
Didn't that fuck up a lot of people in...
Yes. That absolutely fucked up a lot of people, a lot of creators.
Like, all their brushes and shit fucked up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adobe... If anyone ever wants to pirate Adobe, I will never judge you. Literally fucking do it. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
They are such... They are such assholes, and their service doesn't work properly. All of their updates crash their apps, and they still expect you to, like, without going through 30 hoops to get a discount, $80 a month? Fuck that.
Yeah. No, thank you.
And this was before... This is after they made it cheaper, because it used to be cheaper to fly to the United States, purchase the fucking software in the US, have a holiday, and then return to Australia. It was cheaper to do that than to buy the Australian version.
Fucking hell.
And then when they got asked, they just said, "Oh, our prices are blah 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 blah. International customers, blah blah blah." It's like, bro, it's on a disc. It doesn't cost
Ugh.
$3,000 to ship a disc.
Yeah.
They've never been consumer friendly, like ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really hate that they make you like the way they got around everyone pirating their stuff was to make subscription based. And so now you can't really pirate it if you want, whatever features they have. But shit, man.
Yeah, Mediterranean people.
Yeah. Oh, we don't make that.
I love this.
We don't make that much money in Australia, so we have to compensate by jacking up the price. Fuck off. It's not
I just wanna talk really quick. Oh, let me remove my tiny Mandalorian helmet. This is the most amazing paint set. Anybody who wants to paint other skin tones other than white people?
What set is it?
This is the Reaper. This is Reaper's line.
Yeah.
Of skin tones. And so you buy them in packs of 3. So this is actually 3 packs of skin tones. But they have a fair, a tan, and a dark-skinned set. And it has highlight, fair skin, and then fair shadow. And that's the same for all 3 sets. So there is a tan highlight, a tan skin, and then a tan shadow, and then you've got dark highlight, dark skin, and dark what's it called? Dark shadow. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
These are really super great because you can't just as a person who struggled with this for a really long time trying to be an inclusive painter, you couldn't just take a brown out of my repertoire. I can't just take one of these browns and paint somebody to make it look like they have beautiful dark skin. It is incredibly hard because there is this really beautiful red undertone to dark-skinned people. And this paint right here, when it dries, makes the most beautiful skin tones. This one, I love the tan. I think the fair skin is really gorgeous. Let's see if I got... No, I have everything. I have them somewhere. I have a bunch of tan people. Okay, so for instance, this is the tanned skin. I've got this on this model. I've got it on this model. This beautiful. This is just the regular tan skin. I didn't use the shadow or anything like that. This is the dark skin. Look at this beautiful, this might be tan highlight, actually. I have to make this person look like Bark, so I used a weird color. But this is the dark skin, which is super gorgeous. I freaking love these paints. I love them. I love them so much. I'm looking for a white person.
John, I know that's what Adobe said.
Yep.
That's why I wasn't saying that to you. I just really dislike their business practices.
So,
I know. He's like, that's what Adobe. I was like, fuck off. Yeah, I was like, fucking Adobe.
My best examples, unfortunately, are my sisters. So, tan skin or white skin on, it's super pale, you can see, because, fair skin is super fair. And then you've got the tan skin, which still, this looks very light, but also it's against white hair, which makes things look really, really white. But still super gorgeous. And then you've got the black skin tone. Super gorgeous. I love it. I love the red undertones. I love skin tone. I love painting skin tones now. Because I have paints, colors that I actually go with them. Very cool. Rant over. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I love skin tone. That paint would be great if you were painting white scars, Asian-themed space marines, or salamanders. That would be really cool, yeah. There's it's one of the reasons why I also want to get the Sisters Repentis, because I want to do all 3 skin tones, because they have like the shorts and what are they, tank tops or whatever.
Yeah.
So like super buff ladies. But I want to do all 3 of those skin tones because there's so much definition. I just know that these skin tones would look amazing in that structure. The only other mini that I have that I could show you guys to properly show you how cool this paint looks is unfortunately naked, so I can't show you. But I assure you it's really cool.
I promise it's cool, guys.
Just take my word for it. It is a really cool miniature, and these skin tones are fucking amazing. Also, tiny Mandalorian helmet.
I cannot believe the helmet. That helmet's so cool, man.
I get this on my without breaking it.
Cannot believe how much paint is clogged into this fucking brush. I've gone through like this had green in it to start with, and now I'm pulling out like reds and pinks. Where does it end? I'm like a gobstopper of paint cleaning.
The only time this stuff hasn't worked is on my red dry brush. The dry brush that I use only for red. For some reason, I cannot get this pigment to come out fully. It's like it is.
Just saying, this poking a stick horizontally into the brush is like doing it wonders because I've gotten it out of feral now.
I really want to do a super Greek Mediterranean themed D&D game soon. I need to sit down and work on my homebrew. That is an amazing. I love that. I am a big fan of like Grecian mythology, especially. So like that's why I was so excited to do the Dragon Lords game, because I was very excited. The concept of it originally was absolutely enthralling to me. I was very excited.
Yeah.
So I say go for it. But yeah. I think you could take things from Odyssey. I think you mentioned this before. You could take things from Odyssey and still make a really beautiful homebrew game. I think Odyssey has some really great concepts, but there are some like thematic, not even just thematic stuff, but there's also like just some problems with the book overall. But it's got some really cool ideas. Like I already said that, but okay. I made a mistake.
What'd you make a mistake on?
I put brown on this base.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I only have this Sterland mud stuff. I can put some tufts of grass on it. Do you think that'll work? Do you think that'll help? If I put some tufts of grass in there?
Maybe. What's
I'm wondering if I should put. I have some. So like in Odyssey, in this particular world, the island of Amazons is like very like African Safari or like African safari.
Yeah.
Like kind of that like Afrikaans style. Lots of like giraffes and lions and rhinos. They fucking ride rhinos. Like it is wild. So I'm thinking like maybe some of this like drier grass might look kind of cool on there because it is more in that style. But I do agree with you. I feel like it does need color, but unfortunately Xena wears 2 colors. Dark brown and gold. Oh gosh, I need to finish dry brushing. Oh my gosh, it's already 8:45. What the fuck? See, got me talking. It's all your fault, Matt.
That's okay.
Matt, you will have spent 3 hours cleaning brushes.
I have.
How do you feel about that?
Accomplished.
Do you feel accomplished?
Yeah, I definitely need to eat
It's
something.
a good feeling. I haven't had dinner, so I need to get food after this.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit crap.
Oh, I'm going to show you the other cool. I want to show you guys because I'm not going to be able to show you guys these next week because hopefully they will go to their forever homes on Monday. All right. So, about awesome Xena Warrior. I've shown you guys my satyr already. He's super awesome. He is a sorcerer and he loves the goddess of the dawn. So he's got a little fire. He likes fire spells. It's awesome. We've got this awesome siren. She is our barbarian. She's got a big hammer and hits stuff. These fucking wings are gorgeous. Freaking love them. That gold. It just pops. Like that black with the gold. Just mwah, love it. I showed this girl off real quick. This is our dryad. She's awesome. She's the forest dryad. So I'm supposed to make her skin look like bark. We'll see how that goes. She is the cleric in this game. So I think that makes her. She's the domain of the oracle. Very Healy, very like divination. It's very cool. I love this mini. Just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And then we got our paladin. Dun, 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 a gorgeous minotaur. She's awesome also. She was like, I want to look like a Highland cow. And I was like, I love you. Highland cows are adorable. They do look cool and I love them. I feel like they also made their outfits really easy for me to paint because half of them are half naked. Which also lets me show off that awesome coloring, the awesome skin tone stuff, which is super cool. But my satyr's the only one finished right now. And maybe Xena later. What if you repaint the base a kind of yellow like you would get in the Sahara grass? I like that idea.
That's not a bad idea.
That is a really good idea. Do I have... What is that? I've got a dark sand color.
I can't believe that.
Is this gonna be... Oh my gosh, you're a genius. I love you. I love this. This is a good idea. Dark sand, yellow ochre. I've got some yellow ochre on my palette already. Although I probably don't want to do this. Probably too yellow. That's actually what my siren is wearing. Would it make it more sense to dry brush it with like a yellowy color and still leave the dirt? Or should I just go with an all-out paint yellow? I
think I've gotten all the paint on this thing.
Yeah, you finally get it all cleaned out.
For that one brush, yeah. This was the one that was giving me that real lot of trouble at the start.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to eat something. I'm feeling yucky.
So hungry right now.
I'm not hungry. I'm just like feeling like I need to eat.
Ow, that was a bad idea.
That looks good. I'm happy to call it there though, if you want, because I'm if I start another brush, that'll be me for another like half an hour.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just setting aside my color so I can continue as this later. I'm gonna play a barbarian that's wearing a toga so he can just throw it off his body and fight in a loincloth. I love that. You should do that.
Sounds really good.
Oh yeah, it is 9.
It's almost time.
It's almost time.
I mean, that brush, if you saw it earlier, has very much started behaving a lot better now.
Sweet.
And there's like one fray edge now. But
Mhm.
hopefully, like, I'll set it.
Yeah.
I'll set it with this one. I mean, it's like, I think I just cut this one off. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it when it works that way. Brush cleaner and preserver. Not sponsored, but you should totally sponsor us. This stuff is awesome. It also smells really nice.
Yeah, it tastes good.
You say it doesn't taste good or it does taste good?
Doesn't taste
Because I'm going to be worried about you.
It does not taste good.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it, guys. I might keep painting if...
Oh, I just I was trimming those
Put
those biddies. I'm done.
Alright.
Anyway, you want to take us away?
Sure, I should close my palette. Alright, cool. So, my name's Leia. You can find me down at Sorcerer's Sundry on all of the social medias. At the Twitter and the Instagram, and yeah, I'm also in the Discord. Best ways to get a hold of me is either through Twitter or through the Discord, or Discord. In general, why can't I? My words are all muddled all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Ooh, how does the English work? Cool. So yeah, I post all kinds of cool stuff about what I'm doing lately. I have been trying to get better about posting more cool updates about board games and stuff I'm doing and all kinds of cool stuff like that. Sometimes cat pictures when the cats are being absurdly adorable. But yeah, that's me. So Sorcerer Sundry, Twitter, Instagram.
Yes, and I'm Matt. You can find me on the No Fun Browns or the Briefcase Browns. I've started because my name's just Matt Brown. Couple of the other creators are like putting the whole like Matt Briefcase Brown in there, and I think I like it, so I might stick with that. So it's Matt Briefcase Brown for my personal thing, I guess now. Despite my Twitter being at No Fun Brown. Oh well, I'm not going to change that. I like that anyway. But yeah, Dungeon Master for hire if you want to hire anything, blah blah blah, you know all the stuff. When there's going to be nothing coming out on YouTube for a while, so it's pretty much just Twitch streams throughout to the new year, and then next week we've got that 3-game one-shot, so tune in for that. Other than that, who is there for a raid?
The Punkelnix and Chromatic Chimera.
I'll go Punkelnix.
What is he doing?
He's
Hanging
doing... Actually,
doing a chatty.
He's doing some chats. All right. Well, we'll see you on Monday in that... Oh, is Soylent streaming? Like Soylent cosplay? Hold on. I will raid them. Soylent bloody streaming? Yeah, Soylent's bloody playing.
Ooh, Mass Effect.
All
Matt knows everything about Mass Effect.
I'm going to cancel that. We're going to Soylent. Because I haven't raided Jen yet, and we haven't followed her, so... Yeah, just because Mass Effect Legendary Edition is out on PlayStation Plus, and I have claimed it for free, I'm on the fence. It's a whole thing. It's a whole. Let's not get into it, right? We got a raid.
Or they play Mass Effect.
We need a raid, so we're gonna raid Soylent Cosplay. Good friend of ours. She was actually on our Mass Effect panel as well. So
ooh,
have fun. We're gonna bring him in, and. Let's not talk about the thing that I should be doing, but I'm not doing. All right, see you later. Bye.
Bye. What are you not doing that you should be doing?